This is one of GarageBand's most powerful editing features, but I hardly ever see anyone using it. You probably already know that automation can be used to create volume fades or move a track from one side of the stereo field to the other. But GarageBand for Mac's automation goes much deeper than that. You can use it to control individual plugin settings as your song plays, including settings inside third-party plugins. And that opens up some really interesting creative possibilities. Let's take a look. In this project, I have a single track playing by itself for the first 4 bars, giving me a short intro before the rest of the song comes in. It works, but there isn't much movement to it. I've loaded a third-party filter plugin onto the track, which already makes the intro sound a little bit more interesting. At the moment though, the filter stays in the same position for all 4 bars. And this is where plugin automation comes in. To open automation in GarageBand, click Mix in the toolbar and select Show Automation. You can also press A on your typing keyboard. In the track header, you'll see that automation is set to control the track's volume by default. Click this menu and you'll find several other things that can be automated. These include the track controls, anything currently available in Smart Controls, and the individual plugins loaded onto the track. I'm using a plugin called Filter, so I'll select that from the menu. GarageBand now gives me access to the plugin parameters that can be automated. For this effect, I want to control the filter cutoff, so I'll select Cutoff here. A coloured automation line appears across the track. Clicking anywhere on this line creates an automation point, which I can then drag up or down to change the cutoff value at that moment in the song. I'll place one point near the beginning and drag it down. Then I'll add another point at the end of the intro and drag that all the way up. Now the filter gradually opens up over the course of those 4 bars. That gives the intro a bit of a sense of movement and helps to build towards when the rest of the song kicks in. And this feature isn't limited to dramatic filter sweeps. It can also be used to make much smaller changes throughout a mix. In this project, I have a heavily distorted guitar track that continues through the verse, chorus, and bridge. The guitar is running through a third-party guitar plugin, and I want the amount of drive to change depending on which part of the song is playing. I could split the recording into several regions and change the plugin settings manually, but automation lets me control everything on the same track. I'll open the automation menu again, select the plugin, and choose its drive parameter. Just before the chorus begins, I'll add 2 automation points close together. The first keeps the existing setting in place, while the second marks the beginning of the change. Now, as soon as the chorus starts, the amount of drive jumps up with it. I can continue through the project, raising or lowering the drive wherever the guitar needs more or less intensity. And you can do this with far more than just filters or distortion. Delay feedback, reverb levels, compressor settings, modulation effects, and loads of other plugin controls can all be changed over time using GarageBand's automation. The exact parameters available will depend on the plugin, but as a general rule of thumb, if GarageBand can see a control in this automation menu, you can draw in changes for it. Let me know if you use or plan to use plugin automation in your projects in the comments down below. And if you could hit the like and hype buttons while you're down there, I'd really appreciate it, as it helps more people see this video. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.